It's that time of the year, end of season 5. You know, I can remember when we just walked on to Laramie for the first time, getting used to the surroundings, the brown and gold, and now we're into our 5th season press conference where you, the boosters, the community, hold us to task. I will not be taking the Alabama job right now. Thank you, Coach Saban. I'll talk to you soon. So this is the episode. This is the press conference where we hear directly from the boosters what they like, what they didn't like, what kind of sets we need to run in the future. Let's jump right into it. Super excited. And here we go.
Hey, Dan, you really turned the corner on the offense this year.
Hey.
Want to say congratulations. You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
Run your sets. Go YO. Playoffs? What are you talking about? Playoffs?
Hey, we're coming in with the bang today. Yo, speaking of coming in with the bang, what do you guys think about the new hardware? The new hardware is town. It's in town. It's in Laramie. It's been prominently displayed. I welcome you to come to the football building. Next question.
To modify what Kendrick Lamar said, Dan Gheesling and boosters is giants, 6'7" and climbing. Whether your running back's winning that Heisman or you're getting that 12-pack in triumph. Congratulations to everybody, the boys, the boosters, the coach, on making this latest season one of adjustment and victory. I see that we upped our passing game, but I do now have a question. Sampson was able to fill the shoes of Chambies pretty well, I think. He was able to become a great leader and show some growth.
Like
now that we're losing Bigelow, do you believe that he has what it takes to guide the new running back towards the same levels of greatness as Biggs? Do you think our running game can ever be the same now that the powerhouse has left and gone on to further his own career?
It's a great question. It's a two-parter. So number one, do we think Sampson can make Jeff Henry the next great running back for Wyoming? Well, Jeff Henry stepping in as a senior. We made sure to get him some reps here. So I think Jeff Henry's ready to be Jeff Henry. I think Jay Biggs is just a special player. I don't think you'd ever replace him. And it's not fair to ask Henry to replace him. Let's let Henry be Henry. I think we saw a little bit, maybe a little more off tackle, maybe more sweeps, maybe a little triple option. So I think in the running back position we're gonna be just fine. Where we accelerate, where we make the next step to get to the national championship, rests on the shoulders of number 6. I think he's ready to rise up. We saw a lot of growth this past year. Between year 1 and 2, year 2 and 3, it's got to be monumental. That'll dictate where we go. Next question.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the opportunity. Go YO.
Go YO.
Really wanted to bring something that was kind of embarrassing to me as a West Coast YO booster that you brought up the other day. I was sitting eating my lunch, peanut butter and jelly, by the way. It's good stuff.
You got to slide a little
And
banana.
you brought up in the game that maybe some of the boosters didn't know where the state of Wyoming was. And I thought to myself, well, when I send in my booster likes every day, I just write on the envelope, I write coach, and underneath it, I write University of Wyoming, Athletic Department,
okay.
Laramie, Wyoming.
Okay.
And I just put the stamp on and I just send it off. And I don't know if they get out to you. If you've gotten all my booster likes for this many seasons now, but I think it's time for me to learn, where in the world Wyoming is on the map. So help me out, Coach. Go YO, and make sure that you never, ever, ever throw curls into a cover 2. Go YO. Bye.
I'll tell you what, we all learn a few things every now and then. So let's learn a little bit of something. We're not going to say where Laramie is, but let's have a little geography here. This is the states of the United States right here. Some may debate that we call a place from this region right here, but Wyoming, let's talk about where it is. Some of us may have thought it was maybe more towards the center, but really, look at that, perfectly square. Kind of. It's like a mini rectangle, north of Colorado, east of Utah, south of Montana. Some would say it's in the heart of the United States of America, the hearts of many people. Look, you never know what you're going to get in a press conference. Next question.
Hey, Coach. I just want to share with you something a little stirring up on Twitter yesterday. It was from the star quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs, Sirso Yeet. He called us out last night. He said, and I'm quoting him. So he said, "At the end of the day, these YO Cowboys are just that. Boys. Also, those jerseys are anything but falutin." Which week are we going to make that Yeet punk eat those words next season?
Yo, great question. I'll tell you what, I know there's a lot of vibrancy, a lot of chutzpah, a lot of fire in the Booster fan base, but I know where you guys get it from, but when it comes to players of other teams thrashing our program, I will never address another player unless it's a late hit. I would maybe direct it at the head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs and say, get your players in line. I don't know if Sirso Yeet, I don't know if he's a senior or a junior, but if he's on that roster, we may have to take a little trip to Athens, Georgia in season 6. Now that we know what's been saying. Next question, please.
Hey, Coach, it's Booster Nagler. I just want to say go YO.
Jesse?
Loving the sets run this year. Really think that, our good buddy Biggs deserved that Heisman. Yeah, I think he deserved it last year, but I agree he probably didn't get enough in the passing game to earn it. Plus, being a Ducks fan, I watched Troy Dye.
Did you say being a Ducks fan?
Literally developed from day one through that entire program, and I know the ethics that guy has. Man, it's surprising to see him actually win a Heisman, but from day one I thought he deserved it, so that was a tough choice there.
Get him out of here. Just joking.
But this year, come on, Biggs, you got this. Question though, next year, obviously Biggs is going to go number 1 overall in the draft.
No doubt.
To the NFL, probably not to the Detroit Lions. Hopefully not. But that's a side note for another day.
We're in talks right now.
But now we got the, next man up, Henry. What are the thoughts on, diversifying from that inside game? Obviously, you guys have the, O-line for inside run, but, Henry's more of a speed back and, can he really handle it between the tackles? If you're running him out of shotgun, are we going to be looking at more stretch, sweep type plays? What are we looking at?
Jesse, great question. That's 2 questions. I thought this was going to be maybe Samson to get a bunch of questions, but when it comes to Henry, I feel like what you see in what we build with the Dynasty, and I feel it's a great metaphor for life. You can't force a square peg into a round hole. We're not going to be running. We may not be running our sets. We'll be running our sets, but they're not going to be our traditional sets. We're going to have to find new sets because we got new Jimmys and Joes. We got Bo. You got Bo on the outside perimeter player. We got a fresh crop of young players coming in. We got Jeff Henry. I'm glad we got some stability, some experience in that running back position. It's gonna be a new crop of Cowboys, and we're gonna have to feel it those first couple weeks, and that's the thing with our scheduling. Week 1, week 2, we got to be careful. We don't want to schedule any hammerheads because when we're still trying to work out the offense. But I will say this, if Henry's in the ball game, we're going to be an outside tackle running team. We're going off tackle as opposed to inside tackle. And I think you're going to see a different YO type of offense next year. Next question.
Hey, Coach Dan. This is Hoodie Allen here, father of the esteemed number 1 wide receiver prospect, Hoodie.
We got a credential check on. We know this is Hoodie Allen, but due to Ncaa violations, are we allowed to publicly speak to the father of one of our highest recruits on our board? Are we allowed to do that? Compliance to be checked? We're not supposed to, but since he's here, just do it anyway. Okay, I got it. So technically, we're not supposed to talk to the father of our boosters in an open press conference. It's against the rules, but you've been a loyal booster before we started recruiting your son, so
here, father
Here we go.
of the esteemed number 1 wide receiver prospect, Hoodie Allen Jr. Check your mail. I think I sent you something that might interest you. A little package that might, get you over the recruiting hump against Iowa.
So we've got a minor compliance issue of talking to the father of a recruit on a live press conference, and then the father of the recruit admits to sending us a package that may not approve NCAA sanctions. Let me check the equipment room, see if anything came in. I've seen a lot of things in my day on the recruiting road, trying to get kids. I will say this: congratulations to Hoodie Allen, by the way. His new hit single, Never Going Back, hit 1 million spins on Spotify, just finished up the European tour. So for you to take the time to send us a non-NCAA approved package, I mean, I guess, it's here. I hope we don't get any sanctions, but let's go ahead and open it. Now, there's a limit as to what the university can buy recruits. I think it's like a couple $100 limit, but the limits of what a booster can send a head coach while recruiting the son, I think it's zero. But let's see what's in here. Is this gonna be showing favoritism? This brings up a whole new dilemma. There's a lot of stuff in the package. It says do not bend on it. I'm gonna open the rest of it on the personal Instagram, Instagram.com/Dan Gheesling on the stories. Just because I don't want to put anything on tape that the NCAA can come after us for. But Hoodie Allen, I think how we feel about your son. We want him to go play ball. I think you know how we feel about your music. It's played exclusively in the Go Wyoming locker room. Thank you so much for sending that to me. I'm going to open the package in its entirety on Instagram.com/Dan Gheesling. Let's get to your question. We're breaking a lot of rules here. Just let's not discuss any payment on the question.
I'm a legacy. I want my son to go there, but he's got options. He might be small, but he's the number 1 wide receiver in the country.
He is 5'5". I believe he's a $155. But
okay, 5'5". Kid plays like he's 6'5". You want him on your YO team? I want him on YO. Rep his merch. He's a star. That's all I gotta say. Just a little bit inside recruiting info for you.
Okay.
I'm like Martha Stewart. I'm gonna go to prison over this.
You
all
and
right.
Me both.
That is all. Bye.
Yo, Hoodie Allen, thanks for all the support on the series, man. Glad the tour went, but we got it. I don't know where there's a lot of conflict of interest going on. All of a sudden, the parents of other boosters, the parents of other recruits are gonna see this. If we start repping hoodie merch, you know what? I'll tell you what, you see things all the time. Coaches going above and beyond to recruit a player. If we got to wear a Hoodie Allen Jr. shirt, although I question why a 12th grader in high school has his own line of merchandise. Hoodie Allen Jr., not senior, of course. I understand why. If we got to wear one to get him signed up, hey, whatever it takes to get the Jimmies and Joes. We got to make a decision on recruiting on today's episode too. But thank you so much for sending me the pack. I'm excited to open it on Instagram, and I appreciate it, man. Thanks for all the support. Next question.
Coach, first off, this is Meowdy in the Discord. Loyal booster.
Loyal booster was talking with Meowdy earlier today. If you don't know, DanGheesling.com/Discord. It's a live chat room. You talk with other boosters. We're in there. We're talking shop, X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's. Meowdy's in there.
And what an incredible season. I most of the time come into the booster wire and I'll complain about this, complain about that. This is the first season in Go IO history I have nothing to complain about. We have the best coaching staff in the country. We have the best running back probably to ever play for college football.
Biggs.
It was just a very amazing season. I have nothing but high regards for everyone. Go Wyo.
I'll tell you what. If you can get a press conference question from Meowdy and he's not torching the program, look, we like analytical breakdown. I think we did something right. Next question.
Coach Gheesling, Booster Samurai Fuchs
2
here,
years in a
back
row.
with another postseason question. First off, congratulations on another absolutely tremendous season in the Pac-12. You guys came in and showed what Go Wyo football is all about, and that the Pac-12 was not ready for you. Anyway, my
We got a few things to clean up. There's some bad blood between us and the Trojans.
question is very simple. How, if at all, do you plan to retool the offense after losing your Heisman-winning running back in Javon Bam Bam Bigelow?
I'll tell you this, it's these press conferences. I get that there's one hot button issue, and we attack it from multiple angles. And I think it's gonna be a work in progress. I think, and this is where the boosters came in clutch this year. There's a bunch of boosters that, hey Dan, I know Biggs is touching the ball 30-35 times a game, but what about next year? We're playing for 1 year. It worked Henry in the mix a little bit now, and I feel confident that the kid got some reps, and we know that we're gonna have to adjust a lot of our sets for him, but that's okay. That's what we do. That's why we get paid the whatever Wyoming's paying us. I don't know we got to take a look at our contract. Maybe we can ask for an extension, but it's gonna be a lot of edge runs. Maybe we go to a triple option. We got to get the toss game involved. We got to get Bo Donaldson. You're talking about a NFL possession type wide receiver. So we got some weapons. I think we're gonna be hurting at the tight end position, but we'll have to see what we get here. Samurai, thank you so much for dialing in and being a loyal booster. Next question.
Coach Gheesling, Trader Matt here from the Booster Wire. There have been some rumors that the NCAA is looking into some new training regimes for defenses and opponents' offenses, and there's rumors going around. It's sometimes called Heisman difficulty, sometimes it's called All-American sliders. I don't know if you've heard about these things, but if you have, would you like to comment on these rumors and what you think might happen this upcoming season if they are implemented? And I just want to say congratulations. Thank you so much. Have a great 2018. Can't wait to run our sets.
Yo, Trader Matt, with a name like Traitor Matt, it's the most misleading name of all time because you are an extremely loyal booster. So maybe you should be loyal Matt. Loyal booster Matt. But nonetheless, I expected this question to come up, and I'm going to be making the announcement for the first time. Last year, we went from the Mountain West to the Pac-12. Let's just call it what it is. We stormed through the Pac-12. We stormed through the competition. We wrangled them up. And while I expect some bumps and bruises, I need to implore the booster community. If we're going to make this next jump, we got to keep those envelopes stuffed. Because, look, you see what's underneath us right now. 4 straight conference championships. If we make the jump, we could be sitting here next year in this press conference and maybe no additional hardware. But I need to know. We need to know that you're going to support the program as we move into the next era of Wyoming football on Heisman difference. Next question.
Hey, Coach. Lou Lamina here, longtime supporter of the program.
Big Lou.
Congratulations on winning the conference 4. Damn, is it 4 already? 4 years running. What an achievement. We know you got greater heights yet, in mind for our Cowboys, but I spoke to Kirk, and he thinks you might one day start to show some promise. Keep it up. Anyway, I wanted to hear your thoughts about getting ourselves a big-time kicker. One that can kick 50 yards or more. At least, to give ourselves a shot in situations where we're down 2 and have to kick it 48 yards to win. What are your thoughts on it?
Yo, I come from a special team background lineage where special teams 1/3 of the game. You go to a lot of programs, they don't spend 1/3 of their time on special teams. It's an afterthought. But that's why we brought in CJ Coldine, because we know he knows how to run sets on special teams. I think we saw, in the last bowl game, we saw an opportunity that our kicker actually went out there and won it for us. Now, does he got the boomer to hit a 54, 55 yarder? I hope so, because we're going to need that as we approach a new era of Wyoming football and all Heisman difficulty. Lou, thank you for all the dialing. Thank you for all keeping us on point in the comments. Appreciate it. Next question.
Coach Dan, man, what a heck of a season, man. We ran our sets, and they not only led us to dominate the Pac-12, but we came away FIESTA championships. I mean, man, congratulations to you and the Cowboys, man.
Ben,
the YO.
Thanks for being a booster.
Man, what a wild ride. Just a question for you, man. Are we done with the Pac-12? Are we one and done and moving on to bigger and better things, or what do we have in store for us? I mean, man, I just oh man, I'm so excited. I mean, this has been a wild ride, Mr. Coach Gheesling.
Yo, Ben, I know this is your first press conference. I know you're excited to get the credentials. And you get one shot at a question, and while the program is flattered by that question, one and done in the Pac-12, I feel like we have a lot of unfinished business in the Pac-12. We didn't nab USC. We haven't traveled to every locale. Do I think somewhere down the line the SEC, ACC, Big Ten's calling? Yeah, but I think we need to taste all that the Pac-12 has to offer. We need to play a game in Eugene. I don't know. Have you played against the Ducks? We need to play a game in the Coliseum against US. We need to experience all the Pac-12 has to offer, and we have to run the table in the Pac-12 for us to start opening up some of these offers that are already on our desk from the SEC commissioner, from the Big Ten commissioner Jim Delaney, from the ACC, from the MAC. Next question.
What up, Coach? Longtime proud YO booster Sophia Petrillo, aka Estelle Getty here. We had a great season capped by a fantastic bowl win. It looks like the recruiting class coming in is going to be legendary, and so I just have one question for you, Coach.
Geez.
What's it going to take to get SEC powerhouse, the Georgia Bulldogs, and their young star quarterback Serso Yeet on the schedule for Season 6?
Tell you what, I don't know if we're gluttons for punishment or for punishment for gluttons, but if we put Georgia on the schedule on Heisman difficult against Serso Yeet throwing for over 3,000 yards, I hope the booster fan base can take it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next question.
Hey, Dan, longtime booster Chris Cerullo here.
CC.
I wanted to know what you would say to maybe some of the armchair boosters in the comments that get to watch plays maybe 3 or 4 times over and then tell you that you missed a wide open receiver. What would you tell them about how it actually is to coach on the fly and only get one shot to run your sets?
Yo, Chris, I hear what you're putting down. How do we react when we see, hey, if you wind the tape back on huddle and you go to 23-10 and that you're running 2 verts on the left side and you got double ins on the right side, you read one side of the field double ins, you force a double in and incomplete, and then you look at the left side of the field and you see both your verts gave him a quick swim move and got it wide open, beat their corners and press man coverage, no safety over the top, and you miss both double verticals that are wide open. How does that feel? That's what boosters are all about, because we go back and we watch the tape. We click on those timestamps, and that gets us better, at the same time, that's how you've seen our offense progress. It's through the booster saying read the whole field. But you know what? That's forehead in the chat. When you put the timestamp in there, that goes out to all the players. If you just type in, hey, you missed the vert, it doesn't help move the needle forward. So those that take the time to do that have a direct hand in influencing Chamby's play calling and Sampson's reading. Now, there are some moments, there's a handful. You think about the thrill, the kill at LSU. They send the corner blitz, and you take it in the chop. When you can sit there at times and move all the chess pieces and the wind and everything all when you need to be, but in the heat of the moment, you got to make plays. And there's a lot of times we don't make plays. But I will say this. We encourage that sort of booster behavior because it moves the needle forward. Not to mention, it makes for some great content in going out and recruiting some additional boosters. But I don't say it. Breaking the fourth wall, I love it. And to me, it shows that the boosters are fired up. And it's always been civil for the most part. But at the same time, I'd be right there with you. I'd be like, yo, you can't miss a vertical. You can't. You got to take the home run shot. Kid, next question.
Hey, Dan. I think Thompson is a terrible quarterback.
Tyler, coming in hot.
Hey, Dan. I think Thompson is a terrible quarterback. I don't think he's an NFL caliber QB. He relies on his legs too much. And one of the freshmen that might be coming in, such as Joseph Davis, can take his spot, like Tua and Jalen Hurts situation. Okay. He's a system QB and not a good one at that. 3 picks night, I think under 200 yards in a bowl game is just unacceptable. And Hoodie Allen's going to be a beast. And congrats on the Pac-12 and Fiesta Bowl. # run your sets. And I think Joseph Davis would be a way better quarterback than him. And yeah, thank you for your time. Run your sets and go Wyoming Cowboys.
Yo, Tyler, thank you so much. I'll tell you what. Sometimes the greatest of insights come from the youngest of boosters. Now, we're kind of a lot of and I get it. Sometimes these press conferences are lollipops and roses, but we got to look at the cold hard facts here. Tyler's not off point. Did Sampson? Could we have lost that major Fiesta Bowl game because Sampson wasn't ready to play? Yeah. Is it because he wasn't ready to play? I don't know. Is he the guy? I don't know. If we get one of these big-time quarterbacks in, are we back to a Chambers Sampson situation again? I don't know. But I'll tell you what. Sometimes when you look at it from multiple angles, we're now a 4 or 5-star recruiting program. We got new quarterbacks coming in. We got the young boosters. Want to see a little more high octane, and they may not be able to deal with the 1-2 interception game and the highest. It may get us killed. I'll tell you what. You open up a can of worms. I was trying to keep it buried in the back alley. We may have a quarterback controversy on our hands, depending on how this recruiting season shakes out. So Tyler, as also in parentheses known as Stephen A. Smith Jr., thank you for that, and thanks for keeping us on point. Next question.
Also, I think what you should do more live streams, and I think Brian Green's a good quarterback. Joseph Davis, 2 recruits coming in, maybe. I think you should focus more on Joseph Davis. I feel like he'd be a game changer, #1 balanced quarterback in the nation. And I think you should do more live streams also. Well, not a live stream, but like show us the practices so we can like have an evaluation to see who's better in practice, not just their overall.
Okay, Tyler, I'll tell you what. Most boosters, they get one question. You came in with your credentials for the first time and you slid in another one. I respect that. Finding a way to get the job done. Maybe we'll take a look at our new recruits. Depending on who we sign up, we'll see how they can zing the ball around. And last question.
Rude Waiter here. Congratulations on your recent bowl victory, Coach. Boosters just want to know, is there any information into the investigation on Hawaii refusing to send game tapes, and are they in fact ejected from NCAA football? And second most, is there any credence to the rumors that you'll be leaving Wyoming football for your alma mater, Michigan State, after hearing that they are projected to be the outright winners of the NCAA men's basketball tournament? And if you were to don Yeezys, what color would they be, Kate? Thanks, Coach.
There is some serious implications going on right now in terms of the Hawaii investigation. I don't like to go back into nostalgia too much, but this is how you know a little bit of the backstory behind where we got our coaching roots. Let me rewind you to 2004. Michigan State at Hawaii. We're on the sidelines. Just a little clip here. The Spartans are still seething from last year's season-ending 41-38 loss at Hawaii. Michigan State was flagged. This is at Hawaii. Big game. For 16 penalties for 119 yards, many of which Spartans felt were undeserved. Michigan State led in the fourth quarter, but succumbed to Hawaii comeback led by departed quarterback Timmy Chang. Not saying I'm bitter over Hawaii, but I'm not saying I'm not bitter. With that being said, we focus on what we can focus on here and go wild, and that's the program. What can we do for the program today? What can we do for the program tomorrow? And what can we do for the program in the future? And right now, where we're at, we're all about running sets. We got a full plate. We're gonna finish up recruiting. We're gonna schedule everything and get things ready to kick off for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say, you know what? We've had 4 straight conference championships, and that's from the booster support. You know, and I feel like you guys hold me to task here. You know, and so I think it's time. I think it's time for the first time in the history of a press conference. Let's hold you to task. All right, let's hold you to task. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go and take you behind the scenes. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes in the archives, and this is where we keep stats. You know, you guys keep your stats, and then I respect you break down our. Hey, you missed these 2 vertical throws. Let's go through and take a look at. Let's take a look at where we're at as a booster community here. You want numbers? Here's your numbers, and let's see where we're at here. All right, leaving the Mountain West, how many boosters filled it up here? We're, you know what? I'm looking forward to this because I don't know. 216 boosters. Okay. That's a hearty number. The kids can go get a hearty meal. Eastern Carolina, not a whole lot of booster love on that. Sub 200, 180. Losing to the Trojans. 166 boosters likes in the envelope. You know, when our kids, we lost a tough one. They couldn't even buy themselves a hamburger at the local Mac Henry's. But on the flip side, the boosters rallied when we went and we played Oregon. 328. You got them a nice sizzling flank steak dinner. Big injury. 269. Golden Boot rivalry game. 181. We're fortunate that we get the financial booster support. I'm not gonna call anyone out. But you know where we're at here. Chapel Hill Crisis. 193. Recruiting special. Not like. We will not be doing any more recruiting specials. Washington over 200. The Future 263. Bayou Battle. LSU at LSU. Our last game at LSU 205. Utah 237. Berkeley 210. Championship game 278. I will say this. I'm gonna pull up the all-time record here. But let me pull up the all-time record because ultimately, I feel like if the booster envelopes are not being filled up, that's on me as the head coach. I'm not putting the product on the field that's needed. But I gotta pull up the Notre Dame one because I don't think we've ever come close to that one. So maybe we need to schedule another game at Notre Dame. Give me 1 second here. It's deep in the archives. I'll tell you what, you got to wake up pretty early in the morning if you're going to stir up the boosters. NCAA all on the line. Season 4 against Notre Dame. 483 likes in the booster envelope. You know, we're going into uncharted territory. We're going into uncharted territories in season 6. We're increasing the difficulty. We may schedule a game against Georgia, but you guys know what we're capable of. But I'm just gonna let you know. I know what the booster community is capable of. When I see a 483, the players get a little fired up. When they come off the field and they see the envelope just overflowing with illegal money from boosters, they play better. They rise to the occasion. So I'm not telling you to do anything that you wouldn't do. But if you see some boosters around the community that aren't filling up the envelope, let them know in the comments. Never know what could happen. With that being said, thank you guys for all the support on the series. As you guys know, I have an absolute blast with it. It's fun to see how the team evolves, how the community evolves, how the players, the storyline evolve, and it means a lot. I look forward to running sets, to getting games in, and getting the booster conversation going on where we need to take this ball club to new heights, the national championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna put out another recruiting episode right after this. They'll probably go double live in case you're not into the press conference or whatever. But the next game will be tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, season 6. Get yourself ready and always run your sets.